small vial of powder. In front of you is your father's bowl of delicious dragon spice stew. And as you go to pour the powder in, you feel a spider climb up your arm. Roll a dex save.
4.
You fail and dump the powder onto your own hand after twitching from the spider, and your hand slowly begins turning into stone.
Uh-oh. Sounds like someone needs to get me the basilisk rose. Father, go and kidnap my ex-boyfriend.
Welcome to Threshold Sunlight, our D&D 5e podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your dungeon master for this adventure.
My name is Tom, and I'll be playing Octavius Sabellum. You know, great hero.
My name is Mitch, and I'll be playing Amere Filbert, the greatest patsy known to man.
I'll say.
And I will be playing Shang Yangzi, the least greatest patsy known to man.
Again, welcome to our special guest, Steven. We appreciate you being here to help us out.
I'm having so much fun.
I appreciate and you helping us, but I don't appreciate you not being a patsy.
Oh, man.
Well, I
Wonderful.
don't appreciate you not being a patsy.
I'm going to rename Young Z Patsy. Where's your sister, Patsy?
Patsy.
When we left off last time, the three of you had enjoyed a heroic feast of sorts. And after having gorged yourself on the delicious food and reaping the benefits, you see before you a monstrous gaping maw with tentacles appear in place of the luxurious table you had been sitting at. We rolled initiative, and Young Z, you find yourself prone on the floor, going first in the order here.
Great. So first I'll use half of my movement speed to jump to my feet. I just kind of do a back handspring. It's very graceful to get up. About how far away is it?
It's within melee range of you after having been sitting at the table.
Oh, God. Okay, then in that case, I'm going to use a... I'm going to use my... oh, God, what is the term for it? My cunning action to then just withdraw.
Okay.
And move as far to the wall as I can, just to put as much distance between that thing and myself as possible.
Great.
And then I'll use the rest of my movement to pull out my 2 short swords, which are actually sort of like a curved, kind of knottish blade.
Okay. Fantastic. You're left with your action. Are you doing anything else?
No, I'm just going to... I'm going to just kind of curse and say, like, what is that thing?
Do you want to give me a nature check?
I'd love to.
All right.
You hear in your head, your mother.
20.
Wow. With a 20, you know that this is an otyug, a strange aberration, a monster associated with gluttony. It will eat anything that it can find, basically. It, in your mind now, thematically represents the idea of the room that you are currently in, and it looks as if it's ready to eat you.
Okay. Then I'm going to actually take my action to... is there something I can hide behind in this room?
No, all of the furniture has in fact disappeared, and it's stricken barren, and there's pretty much nothing. You could, in theory, if you were trying to get out of... line of sight of this thing, you could maneuver yourself behind it if you wanted.
Yeah, can I do... I don't have enough movement to do that, so I guess I'm...
With your action, you could take a dash.
Yeah, but I would want to do it to
move.
actually hide behind it, so I'm just going to stay put.
Okay. That brings us to Amere, then.
All right. I'm prone right now.
Yes.
Amere is going to attempt to, and I might be doing too many things here, but he's going to attempt to get up, run next to Octavius, and
you're going to be running through the Otyug's space to do this.
Okay.
Are you okay with this?
Yes, he is okay with this.
Okay. The Otyugh reaches out with one of its large tentacles with a 25 to hit. It slashes at you with its spined edges, dealing you 12 piercing damage as you run past. I'm sorry, 7 bludgeoning damage. I read the wrong thing. It doesn't have spines. It's just a blunt object hitting you.
All right. And then Amere is going to stand next to Octavius. He's going to attempt to help him up.
That's going to take your bonus action, I think.
Okay.
Thank you, Amere.
Do I have an action still?
Sure. I think so.
Yeah, because... Wait, okay.
You got
Whatever.
move and bonus done, so yeah, you'd have your normal action.
Then he's going to turn to Young Sui.
Young Z.
Yeah,
Young Z.
Young Z. He's going to turn to Young Z and he's going to say, You believe that all heroes die, but with that thinking, you will always be alone. Sir, we are more powerful than if we are alone, and that is what a true hero is, and he is going to cast heroism on Octavius.
Okay.
Does that just give me 10 hit points?
Yeah, 10 hit
3
points
10
of
hit
3.
points.
Okay.
Amir's words, they you can see that they hit Young Z a little bit, maybe in a little bit of a soft spot, but then she quickly re-steels herself, and continues to stare the monster down.
That brings us then to the monster, who, after having gotten in a good hit against Amere, will amble over towards the two of you, and it's going to try to bite you, Amere, as it swings at Octavius with the same tentacle that it hit you with. The tentacle against...
Amere will
Go ahead.
attempt to impose protection on Octavius.
Is he wielding a shield?
Oh, no, he's not.
Okay.
He's not wielding a shield.
Yeah,
That's very important.
If a protection style fighter, you're going to need to get a shield before you can utilize that. But I imagine it will be useful in the future. Against you, Octavius, the tentacle comes down with a 17 versus AC.
That meets it. I'm going to use a reaction, though,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast shield.
Okay, what does it look like?
A big transparent book appears right near me. So it's just like it's my book shield, but it's big and it's transparent, and whatever's trying to hit me hits that book, and I'm like, that was close.
The tentacle collides with the ethereal book and stops and pulls back, recoiling to the Otyugh. Amere, against your AC, does a 12 hit.
12 misses.
Tell me what it looks like as the Otyugh lunges forward, trying to snap at you with its gaping maw.
Amere is going to get lucky. He's pretty lucky at this point. He's going to try to attempt to block the tentacle and sort of move out of the bite, but then he realizes he doesn't have a shield, so he can't really protect Octavius at all anyway.
I love the idea of AC being dumb luck in this situation. Not your dexterity and ability to dodge or your thick metal armor, just oh whoops, I guess that worked out.
That's kind of we're on a wing and a prayer. Mostly
Wonderful.
a prayer.
Octavius, it brings us to you.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Amere.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him a transparent book.
Okay.
So, Amere, mechanically, you have +2 AC.
Okay.
And then as my action, I'm going to bring down my mace.
Okay.
Right. I'm just trying to hit it in the mouth.
All right.
And I'm going to say, back, foul beast. You're probably just an illusion. That's 21 to hit.
that'll hit, and you do so and find out that it is in fact not an illusion. Roll the damage and tell me what it looks like.
Oh, well, I suppose you're real enough. That will be 5 damage as I try to hit it in its tooth.
Fantastic. You hit it in one of its teeth. It snaps at your mace, trying to bite it as you collide it with its mouth. It doesn't manage to grab it, though. That brings us back to the top of the order with Young Z.
Great. Okay. So Young Z, they're within melee range, right? Within 5 feet?
They are, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm about...
You're roughly 20 feet away, just so you know.
Perfect. So I'm going to run up there with my 2 swords, and then I'm going to level some attacks at it.
All right.
So I'm going to do 2 with my short swords.
Okay.
And then there's no is there disadvantage for two-handed, or it's just you don't add your strength mod to the damage, or in this case my dex mod?
That's correct.
Okay. Great. So we'll start with those. With my 2.
Roll these at advantage for me, as this thing is now flanked.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Here we go.
So many dice.
That is going to be 21 and 14.
Both hit.
Great. Okay. So, would you like me to do the damage all at once at the end? Because I have some more coming.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and just roll all the attacks
So
first.
that's my first attack. Then I have extra attack because I'm at 5th level, so I'll do that again.
Oh, I see. Okay. Go ahead.
That is... Oh, that's a critical and 25.
So I'm confused. How many attacks have you rolled
It's 2
for
short
now?
swords. This would be my extra attack, so both of my attack actions.
Gotcha. Okay.
But your offhand's a bonus action. You only get 1 bonus action.
Oh, the offhand is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd get 2 attacks and then 1 final attack.
With your other sword.
That's fine.
So
then.
we'll take the first 2 rolls in the critical. All 3 are going to hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage on that for me.
So I'm gonna attack it, and I'm gonna add my sneak attack damage to the critical. Oh, that's a lot. 26.
Great.
As I come at it with just a ton of short sword attacks.
Do you want to? What happens on the critical? Do you do anything sneaky with the sneak attack and the extra damage?
The sneak attack is probably the first one, so I just come down with a left and just stab it in kind of its what I can guess is its side, where maybe its vitals would be. And then the rest of them, I'm just kind of doing some slashes.
Okay, great. Your flurry of blows digs into the creature's hide, and it lets out a loud grumble of pain, as it definitely felt that more than the mace that bounced off of its teeth. Is that your turn then, Young Z?
Yes. Yeah, I've used everything.
Great. Amere.
Amir's going to whip out his double-sided Kai spear then.
Oh, baby. So
and
you're putting away your flaming sword?
He'll drop it on the ground for light.
Smart. Okay. Great.
And he'll take out his double-sided Kai spear and lunge at the beast for the first attack of 14.
Is that an advantage? Because it is flanked.
Yeah. First attack of 19.
Yep.
Second attack of 20.
Yeah.
And a third attack of 24.
Yeah, they'll all hit.
On the third attack, he is going to use his Divine Smite, which isn't a bonus action.
You can apply Divine
Strangely
Smite to
enough.
any attack?
Yeah, any attack you hit.
Interesting. Cool. Roll the damage and describe what it looks like as you just eviscerate this thing.
Octavius is probably going to look a little embarrassed.
Appropriately so, I think.
5.
He's going to say, "Yes, Amere, use everything I've taught you."
Plus 3, 6.
Let him have it. I've weakened his tooth. One of his many.
It's got hundreds of teeth in its gaping maw.
Yeah, but I got the special incisor.
Okay, that is going to be a 28 damage. 6 of it is going to be radiant.
Okay, great. You describe what it looks like as you like do this crazy thing followed by your smite.
Okay, so it'll be like 2 quick strikes with the right and the left side, and then he's going to turn around and he's going to attempt to stab his head with the bottom of the spear, and then like light's gonna shine and just smack it on the head.
The spear shoots up through its lower jaw. The light crashes down from above, and you see this thing just begin bleeding profusely from its head. It spits out a large chunk of its tongue, which it then gobbles up from the ground. And it's going to...
That's so cool.
It's going to swing its tentacles, one at Young Z and one at Octavius. Octavius does a 24 versus AC hit.
Yep.
And Young Z does a 19 or 21 versus AC
Yes.
hit. Great. It swings both of its tentacles, walloping the two of you for 7 bludgeoning damage, plus 4 piercing damage. And I need you both to roll a dex. A grapple check. So it would be opposed. You can either do athletics or acrobatics to escape.
I will do acrobatics.
I will also do that for a 14.
22.
Both succeed. You manage to squirm out of its grasp as it tries to... it's got like suckers on the end of its tentacle, and it just sort of tries to attach them to you. Reflexively, after doing so, it immediately brings both tentacles to its mouth, unfortunately empty of food this time. It then will lunge forward with an attack, a bite at Amere for a 17 versus AC.
Your AC's got +2, Amere. Wait, actually, I have to roll con. I failed the con. Your AC it's back to normal.
Okay, then that will hit, yeah.
The 17 hits?
Yeah.
It lunges with a bite. It snaps its jaws shut, piercing through your arm for 12 damage. And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, high roll. That is a 21.
You succeed, and you feel disease course through the wound, but you manage to shake it off, and you see some greenish ooze pour out of the pore as you force whatever nefarious evil is out of your system. And that brings us to Octavius.
Octavius is, because he feels a little like outclassed, he's going to slam his book on the ground and say... Let's see how you do against Piro's Guardians, and he's going to cast Spirit Guardians for the first time.
Okay.
And you're going to see all these silhouettes of, like, farmers with, like, sickles and scythes and, like, burning torches and stuff.
Cool.
All sort of rise up out of the ground to attack this beast.
Oh, that's so cool.
Let's see. It has to make a wisdom saving throw when it enters the area for the first time or starts its turn there.
8.
I think it would be on its turn. It's going to fail, but I think I have to wait till its turn.
Okay. Then
and that's all. So you guys now, both you, Young Z and Amere, have seen all these phantasmal farmers that look like they're in an uprising appear.
Sickles and scythes and all sorts of... That's so cool. Young Z at the top of the order.
This bothers Young Z, so she is going to. I'm gonna make an attack. So the farmer is rising up. That's something that she is a fear of her family's.
That makes sense.
So she's gonna just try to attack and get out of there. I'll make an attack with my short sword. So my attack and my extra attack. Am I still at advantage?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Making an attack against the farmers?
No. Against the thing.
Otyug.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Here's
She's
the
going to
first
withdraw,
one.
I assume, is what she's
Yeah,
getting at.
exactly. So 24 for the first
Yeah.
one, and 14 for the second one.
Yes, both will hit.
Oh wow. Okay. So this is still a sneak attack. So here we go. Here is. I'll do the first one as a sneak attack.
Great.
So that's 12,
All right.
and then the extra attack is going to be another 4.
Okay, 16 total. Describe what it looks like.
So she's just gonna make a couple of attacks and get out of there. Her first one is she has her main hand and she's just gonna stab it in there. But the second one she holds sort of opposite grip, and so that's gonna come as like just a backhand slice, pretty much like right where she pulled the other blade out. And then as my bonus action, I guess as my move, I can take Can I take a withdraw as...
So cunning action allows you to use withdraw as a bonus action.
Great, I will do that then. And she's going to sort of back up to her position on the wall.
Fantastic. You move out of this creature's area. It swings its tentacle at you, trying to catch you, but you're just too deft, and you easily dodge out of the way of it, retreating to the wall behind you. Amere.
Octavius, for a flavor, just makes some of the farmers glare at her.
Can you do that?
Not specifically.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you could control the farmers or if they had their own will.
I could attack her with them, but
Okay.
I don't think I would do that.
They literally shoot daggers out of their eyes at you.
Not arrows.
Amere.
I don't have access to that dimension.
Amere, it's your turn.
All right. He shall make 3 attacks with his double Kai Spear again.
All right. No longer at advantage,
No
unfortunately.
longer at advantage.
Go ahead.
15.
Yeah, that'll do it.
15 again.
No, that one misses.
Oh.
It's on to you.
And a 12.
The 12 does miss, unfortunately. So go ahead and make your 2 attacks, roll the damage, and let me know what it looks like.
That will be 12 damage.
12 damage, great. What does it look like as you swing into this beast?
I'm going to say I'm using the same moves I did before, but the beast is learning, so on the 3rd attack, he swats it away with his tentacle.
Oh, that's good. I like it. It is, in fact, learning, and it's going to look at you specifically, and it's going to bring down all 3 of its attacks against you.
This would be the time where the farmers all have at it.
Oh, that is true. It is its turn, so it rolled an 8 on its wisdom save. What happens now?
A whopping 8 damage from the farmers. Oh, wait, that's a 7. That's not a 1. A whopping 14 damage from the farmers.
I already wrote down 8. Now I have to cross it out.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a fancy die.
14 damage. Great. It is still up, and it is going to levy its attacks. I'm going to say the first one, it's going to try and swing through all of the farmers. What happens when it attacks these phantasmal images?
It just goes right through them.
Okay. Seeing this, it will then bring the other 2 attacks against Amere. The tentacle coming down at you for... Wow, I'm rolling well today. 24 versus AC.
Yeah, that one's going to hit.
Okay, I need you to make either an acrobatics or an athletics check to avoid being grappled.
For an athletics, that's an 18.
18 succeeds. You manage to avoid being grappled as this thing brings its tentacle down upon you. You feel the suckers pull against your skin, but you still take 7 bludgeoning and 4 piercing damage from the horrible, evil-looking tentacles, but you don't get pulled in towards its gaping maw. It then lunges at you with its bite, hungry for something to eat, and that's going to be a 17 versus AC.
That's also going to hit.
This time it gets around your leg with its evil-looking pointed teeth. That's going to deal you 12 piercing damage, and I need you to make a con save.
Con save is 17 for me.
You succeed the con save. You shake off the disease again. You take the 12 piercing damage on the nose, and that brings us to Octavius.
Are we immune to disease from the feast?
That is true.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh man.
You're not even. You don't even have to make the save. You just you succeed
Here,
immediately.
I was wishing I was a level 3 paladin, level 3 paladin, but
What about heroism? Have you? Is that a concentration spell?
it might be.
It is.
Yeah.
So I need you to roll. We'll go with 2 because I don't know how many hits you've taken.
Do I add anything to it? Because I rolled a 13.
It's a con save.
Okay.
13 succeeds regardless.
Oh, and a critical.
Okay, you succeed. Heroism is still active on Octavius.
Like he would
and
ever drop that spell on me.
It is your turn.
Okay. Can Octavius withdraw and pull out his bow, knock an arrow, and shoot it?
No, you can't shoot it.
Um,
Withdraw would be your action, wouldn't it?
Withdraw would be my bonus action because I also have cunning action.
Okay, then yes.
So Octavius is going to try to impress Young Z and do some roguish things.
Oh.
And like turn around and run with cunning action, pull out his bow, turn and shoot an arrow. And that is, I realize now I have to hit for this to be cool. Ooh. So that is an 8 to
No,
hit.
it does not hit. Describe what this whole situation looks like to me as you fail to actually hit, but still withdraw. Just
Can
fine.
I withdraw? So Young Z was on the other side, flanking, right?
Yeah.
So I turn around and I try to do like a Michael Jordan fadeaway shot. So I'm like turning and shooting, and I miss, and I almost hit Young Z in the face.
It comes over to her, and she just sort of like bats the. She deflects the missile out of the air, and just
And I'm
knocks
like-
it away.
Give me a luck save.
Who, Young Z?
Both of you.
I'm doing that with my deflect missiles, if that is
Sure.
if that's matters.
My luck is a 7.
11.
Okay. With an 11, you can do the monk thing and like throw it back.
Ooh.
Man.
So take a reaction here and make just a ranged attack, adding your dex and your proficiency.
I'll just say that I'll spend a key point on this to do it fairly.
Oh, she is a monk.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
She's a monk rogue?
Monk rogue.
Well, never mind. You can just do this if you want.
And I will make this with proficiency, so it's 14.
Just barely, yes.
Okay. So then what is the damage on that? It's probably a D4.
It's a
Let's see.
D6.
It's okay. Great. I thought it was not in the book, but D6.
It
great.
continues the
Yeah, it uses the
the
same
damage of the projectile, so
Great.
it's a D6 in this
Ah.
case.
Okay.
So 4.
Fantastic. You turn
And
this failed attack into something successful.
Octavius is going to be fuming.
The arrow comes out at her out of the air, and she just sort of like moves her hand to sort of like redirect it, and it goes right at the monster.
Fantastic. It takes an arrow in its back.
And
Octavius, is that
Octavius
your turn?
he's going to take a free action to throw his bow on the ground in anger. Just be like,
Okay.
damn it.
Young Z at the top of the order.
Great. So how bad does this thing look? Is it looking like
Awful.
So it looks like it might
Incredibly
go
awful.
down.
Pouring blood from everywhere. It's limping about and letting out a soft constantly in pain.
Great. So Young Z is gonna run up to it, and I'll start with just my attack action. So I'm just using the right hand. Here's the first attack.
All right.
She cuts down at it. 16.
Yeah.
I'll do these one at a time, just so I'll do the damage one at a time. 8 damage. And then here's
Okay.
my second attack as part of the extra attack. 17 again.
That'll hit.
For then 6 more damage.
Tell me how it goes down.
So she just comes at it with her sword, and as I said, she's just kind of doing an overhand slice. And the monster, the pain just kind of turns its head a little bit more to look at her, and she's just gonna like slice kind of through its open mouth to like just cut the front of the face off. And
your blade cuts through the lower jaw and slices off a good chunk of it, which falls on the ground in front of the beast. You see it collapse onto the ground. Its mouth still like, moving up and down, trying to bite at something. It slowly stops doing this as it dies. And once it does stop moving, you see the door, the large stone slab, raise, and the monster, in fact, disappears. And you see in its place a golden apple.
I knew it was an illusion.
Young Z's gonna pick the apple up and is gonna say, "All right, 2 down, 1 to go."
Fantastic.
And I'm gonna keep the farmers.
Okay.
For another 9 minutes and 20 seconds or whatever.
Fantastic.
Young Z walks around the farmers rather than
They
through
all
them.
gather behind me as like an angry mob, and I'm just like, don't mind them. They're just Pierrot's will.
Amere is going to, he's leaning on his spear on his right hand, and
How? It's
he's
got
going
blades
to-
on both sides.
No, I mean like it's a walk.
Oh,
like
I see.
a
You're like
walking
holding
stick,
it. You don't
right?
have like your forearm resting.
He's holding
on
it.
I see.
Yeah, not forearm.
It stabs
on
you
it.
through the arm, and you lose function of that hand.
How bad does Amir look?
Amere looks pretty bad. He's bleeding pretty bad off of his arm and
Okay,
leg.
I'm gonna bust a cure wounds on him then.
Oh, well, I was going to continue with that, with he is going to put his hand on his leg and do lay on hands.
You heal yourself, and are you bleeding still after you finish this?
He's not.
Okay.
He manages to close the gaps.
Amir, you don't look so good. And I
I'll be fine.
still heal him for 22.
Great. You heal him up.
Okay.
His door.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
strong. It's as strong as I can do it.
Okay.
This is one of the tender moments of Octavius.
You heal him up. The door is open. Young Z holds in her hand a golden apple.
She's gonna walk
And,
to place it on the pedestal.
Great. As you do so, the center door with the ring emblazoned on it swings open, and you see inside a table covered in all sorts of things in a room on the other side of the door.
She's going to this time she's gonna head over, and the door opens. You said she's gonna head on through it then and look at what's on the other side.
On the table, you see an assortment of 7 very large-looking gems of different colors, and there is a long staff and 2 closed chests. One of the chests you see has carved on the outside the same symbols from the doors, the cornucopia and the goblet.
What is the other? Oh, I'm going in with.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow behind
The
Octavius.
staff is it's twisted and the head of it is carved out of the deep brown wood in the image of a terrifyingly accurate snake with large menacing fangs that seems poised to strike. The other chest is plain, very simple looking.
I'm gonna try to mage hand the simple chest open.
Inside, then you see that there is a a very fine oval-shaped amulet with a thin golden chain. The face of the amulet has several odd-looking runes inscribed on it.
Youngzi, did you say you were looking for a necklace that could...
A ring, I believe.
Ah, well, this is the ring for your neck.
Young Z puzzles on that for a moment before shaking her head. No, but hang on to it. Let me see if there's a ring here before I start considering other options.
I'm not going to move it from the chest. Sometimes these temples will only let you take a certain amount of things before, giant mouth tentacle creatures turn into tables and then back out of tables and then try to eat your friend Amere.
Young Z, while Octavius is saying this, is going to head to the chest with the symbols carved on it.
Do you open it?
Yeah, I'll try anyway.
Inside, you see a single silver ring sitting atop a small pillow.
And then you see... I'm going to try to pick it up with the mage hand, if I can, before she picks it up.
Sleight of hand.
So you got to use perception against this for whatever reason. Ooh, it's only a 9.
Also 9.
Roll again.
18.
Also 18.
Roll again.
23.
17.
Oh, nuts. The
so I
ring
assume
goes...
we were doing a little tug of war for a second there. And I'm like, yeah.
The ring goes floating over towards Octavius.
I believe I found what you're looking for, Miss Young Z.
She's gonna hold out her hand and says, "If we're quite done with this little game."
Amere or Octavius, excuse me. You would know. She introduced herself as Kei Shang Youngzi. You would know that is a title of significance.
K is actually the incorrect title too.
Oh,
K,
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm saying that she is misusing her title. She's using the title for a man, whereas Kai would be. I just want to, because that's something that she does intentionally.
Interesting. Octavius would know this, being of Nodish descent, so.
Yeah, but he kind of hates.
That's fine. I'm
Nodish
just letting
politics and all that.
I'm just letting you know that you would know these things.
Steven, I don't know if you know. His name is really like Tavok's son or something.
Oh, interesting.
He just has taken what he thinks is a much better Elvish name. So he doesn't use his Nodish name. And so I don't think he would really have any interest in it. He'd just be like, yes, the politics of mortals. He's gonna drop the ring in her hand.
Okay.
She's gonna, I guess, attune to it to put it on, or...
Sure. It does require attunement. As you put it on, you feel nothing yet. You get the sense that it would probably take longer. You may have to identify the purpose of it. But you... seeing the... Give me an insight check.
Okay. I am, insight. Oh, there it is, I see. Wisdom. Oh, no, 5.
You're not 100% sure. You think this is probably the treasure that you seek.
May I help you look at that?
It will take time to figure out just exactly how it works.
I have quite a lot of knowledge of artifacts and arcana. Would you like me to pour over that a bit?
Sure.
I say condescendingly. Can I make a check of some sort?
What? You're the one who asked for it. What are you doing?
Were we looking for do I know if it's religious or magical in another way? I guess we're in a religious temple. I'm going to make a religion check on it.
Okay.
28.
Yeah, you know it's exactly what she wants.
That is exactly the ring you described. It fits with all the descriptions, and I sense some divine energy coming out of it that should do exactly as you said.
Conjuration magic.
It's emanating conjuration magic.
Excellent. Perfect.
That's magic with the food and the water, and if you don't know, you seem to be trained in the martial elements and not the intellectual ones.
Wow.
You know what? No, she's not going to take this. she says, if you're quite done, Octavius, then I think perhaps we can, if you would like to help gathering the rest of this treasure, then I suppose we can go. And now that I have this, I no longer am in need of your service.
You're quite welcome. I believe we should also take this amulet, and then, as we say, cheese it.
Who says that?
It's an old Siftian saying that means to run away very fast. It's from when the dairy farmers rose up and had to run away from the lords. It's a long story, but we're going to have to definitely cheese it.
Fantastic.
Can I make history to know if this is true at all?
Oh, okay, sure.
21.
You would know. Is it history?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
No, not at all. He just heard
Okay.
it one time in college and thought it was cool.
Okay. You know it's all bullshit.
Okay, she doesn't say anything, but she glares at him and is like, "All right, well," she'll put the ring on. If we're off, then.
What treasure is everyone taking with them?
I'm grabbing the amulet with my mage hand,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, Amere, I'm gonna book it after I pick up this amulet. I think that staff is gonna turn into a basilisk or something and try to kill us.
Okay.
Get ready to
so
swim.
what is there besides the staff?
7 large gems and the staff is all. that's
Actually,
left on the
Amere,
table.
grab the staff. I might need that.
Amir reaches for the staff.
You pick it up and it's totally fine. Calm
Okay,
down.
sweet.
I grab the amulet and then
And then he's immediately going to run out.
Yeah, we run full speed.
You're leaving all the gems behind.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Seen them run out. I'll take the gems. I'll pick them up.
Great.
Can I
You pick.
investigate them, like to see if they're worth anything?
Sure. You can do this with proficiency and a wisdom check. You probably
okay.
are familiar with gems and whatnot.
I don't do very well for.
You don't know what these things are. You know that they're probably valuable in some way. There's a white one, a yellow-brown one, a rosy-looking one, a pale blue one, a couple of other different ones, and you gather all 7 of these up, and nothing bad happens. You put them in your pouch, and are you leaving then?
Yeah, I'll walk out.
Fantastic. You all make your way out of the temple.
Do we do the
and
ferry again?
That's up to you.
Young Z, would you like to be ferried first or second? Now with all this valuables, I don't really want to make Amere swim again.
I would like to go first if it's all the same to the two of you.
So I ferry her out first. And I wish her good travels.
It's not your thing necessarily. Young Z could, in theory, try and just take charge herself.
She could.
Is that something that she would try
Of
and
the
do?
apparatus?
Maybe? Yeah.
No.
There's a lot of farmers glaring at you right now.
No, she doesn't need to drive the apparatus.
Okay. Then you ferry the 2 of them up through the water back into the desert.
In this
above.
ride up, the mood is very different. Octavius is no longer interested in Young Zay. Yeah. He's just like, so, I'm glad you got your ring there.
Indeed.
Soon.
Yes. We can talk once Amir is present on some kind of compensation for the 2 of you.
And Octavius is thinking in his head, being rid of you is compensation enough.
Wow.
Actually, he messages that to Amir. He says,
No, you don't.
okay.
You can't. The apparatus
Oh, right.
is
I'm in the
metal.
apparatus.
Yeah.
He tries to.
I like to
Okay.
think that it bounces around the metal and makes its way into Youngsy's head. Like a ricocheting bullet of sorts.
That's possible. She may have picked up some very negative vibes.
She's not going to act. She's gonna play it cool.
She didn't even like my cheese anecdote.
Everyone is deposited in the desert above. The sun is gone from the sky. It's very dark. There is a moon, not necessarily a full moon, so it's rather dim in the desert.
I turn into a
now.
werewolf and kill her. Damn it, wrong campaign.
No. Great.
We're probably just gonna make hat camp here.
Okay.
I was gonna say Young Z will probably start to make a camp.
And Amere,
Okay.
I'm gonna message Amere. Should we let her sleep in the hat? I suppose it's as gracious as heroes to do so.
Sure, I guess.
I don't know.
Well,
I
Young
guess-
Z's gonna make while he's ferrying Amir out. Young Z's gonna make a camp. She's gonna light a fire and sort of
Great.
just set up a little sleeping area.
Fantastic. So everyone's enjoying a long rest. Is anyone doing anything during this long rest?
I'm gonna look at the amulet.
Okay. Are you tuning to it?
Yes, I'm not attuned to too many things, I don't think. But I am wearing
Uh,
that other skull amulet that I forgot about until just now.
Oh yeah, I got to remember that one. How long have you been wearing it? A couple days now.
Yeah, it's been.
I need to keep track of that.
So I've got
Oh
the.
yeah, that's some. The Lehman's tiny hat is a 10-foot radius, so I'm imagining if we were all in there, it might be a bit cramped.
I don't
It
think
has
so.
enough
That's-
room for
that's
quite a
pretty
few.
big.
Quite a few
Yeah.
creatures,
Okay.
doesn't it? It's like 6
It's
or
10
something.
foot radius.
10-foot
so
radius,
You got to
so-
think of a 20 by 20
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's plenty
Plus,
of room. But
plus all the the nice cathedral-esque ceiling of the hat.
once you
Yes.
once you arrive at the top, you do
9
see that
creatures-
Lindsay has made her own camp. though.
9 creatures of
This
medium.
might be
medium
the
size.
first time that
Wow.
you see a large hat fall on top of the three of us.
The large hat with the it's still like a blue wizard hat, right? With the sparkle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's got this.
Stars.
It's got star windows that you can
It's
peek
a
out
horrible, horrible cliche.
of. It's not a. It's a
it's
cliche
charming.
made real.
Yeah,
And I'm
It's
gonna say,
charming.
welcome to the dwelling of the hat.
Oh God.
Well, thank you. It's an honor, I suppose. You are the heroes of the hat, the dwellers of the hat. So, I suppose it's only fitting that we at least camp one night in this hat.
Great.
And then,
I'm
I'm just gonna be fiddling with the necklace.
Okay.
I'm gonna offer if either of them want to play this board game. This board game
Ooh.
against
Amir
me.
will play the board game.
I don't know anything about this. Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to say yes and immediately pray to be proficient in whatever it is.
Wow. Cheater.
So the game is essentially there's sort of there can be up to 3 players actually. It's a circle with like a chessboard style thing, but then there's a dice, and the way the game is played is it represents the 3 fates. So the board and the rules, and the third player is the judge, is Meta, who makes sure that everyone is playing by the rules.
Interesting.
The one player who is Nara, moves the chess pieces. Essentially, they each have a different movement like chess, and you're trying to get them into a pattern. But then the person with the dice can roll the dice, and they try to they determine like the pieces then will move in different patterns on their turn to try to mess the pattern up, and everyone's trying to sort of
Okay.
Cool.
sort of win. Chaos is trying to
So,
upset the pattern.
Yeah.
Nara's trying to make the pattern, and Meta's
And-
keeping the two of them in check.
Octavius is. I'm assuming this was explained to Octavius.
Yeah, if you prayed for proficiency, then
Yeah.
you would probably the information of it would dawn on you.
And then Octavius is gonna say, I'm just gonna try playing with the dice. Just a try.
The chaos?
I just want to see what it's all about. I've heard some things,
Okay.
and maybe
Youngzi says that's fine with me. I typically like to play the Nara side. Amir, you don't mind playing the playing meta?
I don't.
Fantastic. So is there any actual mechanics to this game?
No.
Or
Nah, whatever you want.
okay. All right. Let's do just so it's like a strategy game almost.
Yeah, one side is strategy, one side is luck, and the other side is sort of kind of unknowable.
Okay. So then we'll do an intelligence check, a luck save, and what do you think meta would be?
Oh,
then?
I have no idea.
Probably just a random. Well, no, not a random.
Probably insight?
You can add 5 to whichever side you choose, Meta.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Who do you want to win, Steven or Tom?
Or
I wonder.
better, Young
'Cause
Z
this is-
or Octavius.
Well, this is meta, so I was thinking it would go a step outside of that, but I guess it would be Amere choosing. So yes, who do you want to win, Young Z or Octavius?
Amir is going to think that Octavius wants Order to win, so he's going to choose Young Z.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
Octavius is going to say, you must be fair, Amir. No playing favorites as...
But he has 5, so he has to be at least a little unfair.
Well, you could switch each
Fantastic.
turn.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know if we're playing multiple turns.
You could.
I was just going to do one roll.
You could, I
just
guess,
to
choose not to give it
expedite
to either. But
That is true. You could choose either or none.
I must be... Oh, shoot. I'll give 1 to each.
okay.
1 to each.
So everyone has the same bonuses, so it'll just be a roll off between you two.
Great.
And I'm doing straight luck, or do I get to add anything?
You'd add your proficiency, just
Okay.
because you prayed.
Piro, grant me wisdom to chaos? Okay.
You know what? You don't get to add your proficiency. It fails.
Good. I'm going to get a 3.
Great.
Flat 3.
It's 17.
The 17 wins, obviously. Young Z takes the game.
Young Z, what do you know about the law, the way chaos shapes our world? I've recently encountered a being of chaos, and it was incredibly powerful. Almost as powerful as me right now.
Well,
Give me a deception check.
That's a 9.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, it was way more powerful than me, but
Chaos Octavius is something that I think the entire this game is what the Aranese, what they how they sort of view the world is governed by the 3 fates in constant struggle. Law, like this game, is supposed to bring order. There's a pattern to things, which is what I personally try to strive for. Chaos is something that has to be railed against and to try to be minimized as much as possible, because it's within the chaos that things go wrong. You would
couldn't they also go incredibly right
I've found in my
for someone?
I've found in my experience, for the most part, that that's not the case. However, there are some. There was a man I once knew, a Moreishman, and he has a way with luck that no matter what the odds, it seems that he somehow finds a way out of it. That's very useful for him.
Yes.
But the unfortunate part about chaos is you can't actually be in control of it. Even those that are perhaps luckier than others are still much more bound to its whims.
Also, being from Nod, both of you have the knowledge of the events with Osulax in your heads
Yes.
as a frame of chaos as well. Just keep that in mind.
It seems to be incredibly powerful, and I find myself drawn to it recently. That's all.
Well, be careful.
Interesting.
The powers of chaos are alluring, but at the same time, they can also backfire
Yes.
very easily.
Fire. Interesting you mentioned that. Fire. Well, that's all he's going to say. There's kind of a weird light in his eyes where he's thinking while he's playing this game.
So you enjoy your long rest after having played this game. There's enough time for you to attune to different objects if you choose. Who is attuning to what?
Just the ring.
Okay.
And I'm doing the amulet. And
Octavius is looking at the stick.
Amere?
Even though he thinks sticks are... Amere is looking at the stick, even though he thinks that it's an Octavius thing.
Young-Z, you start to feel a connection to this ring. You get the sense that it's going to take a lot longer than just 1 hour for you to gain the full benefits of its life-sustaining powers. But you are certain that this is exactly the artifact that you need to succeed on your journey.
Perfect.
Octavius, looking at this amulet, you sense a strong divination magic within, and you wear it, and as it sits around your neck, you feel hidden from magical sensors, unable to be identified by magical scrying and other such means.
would it
Amere,
hide me from a god? Probably not, right?
maybe.
He's going through some things.
Who knows? We'll see. Amere, holding the staff, what's your class?
I am a level 6 bard and a level 2 paladin.
Whoa! That's a crazy cool combo.
You should tell everyone what your oath is. What is your oath about as a paladin? 'Cause I love
It's
it.
not canon yet, but level 3, I'm going to take an oath of devotion towards Octavius.
To a fellow, an oath of
That's
protection to your
amazing.
fellow man.
You sure it's not an oath of man love?
Man love.
We had a couple discussions.
We've had
That's
a
what it's
couple
gonna
of
be called.
discussions about oath of man love.
You pore over the staff, reading the different carvings and inscriptions made into it, and you don't feel any sort of strong connection to it at all. You get the sense that it's not meant for you.
Amir's gonna head over to Octavius and he's be like, I think this is a you thing.
You thing. Great.
Many strong and powerful artifacts are. And I'm just going to take it in my hands and sort of look at it.
Great. You don't have enough time to attune to that as well after having played the board game and attuning to one object already, so if there's nothing else, the three of you will just enjoy this long rest.
Oh,
Yep.
there is one thing that Young-Z needs to discuss. Is she says, you helped me on this. Again, I asked for your secrecy, especially with those involved in my party. I would prefer that they not know that I have this. And in terms of payment, what is it that you require?
Our deeds are usually just being sung are payment enough, but we also like perplonium. Octavius is also going to look at the game and say, could you perhaps part with that game board?
Absolutely.
Octavius is going to be very excited about that.
How much perplonium do you require?
Well, our last job
Ma-
rendered us with 100 perplonium, total sum. I suppose that was from a king. You not being a queen or a king yourself probably can't afford that much.
When he says you're not a queen, she is, and tell me if I can't do this. She's gonna say, "Fine, I will double the amount.
Yeah.
I'll give you 100 each."
Yeah. That will adversely affect your ability to outfit your traveling party. Perhaps few more of
that's
them
fine.
will die a little bit quicker, but you can do it.
Wait, does
You are-
Amir know that
if it-
she's a queen?
She's not a queen.
She's not.
Or
She's a
she's
princess.
not a-
royalty, I mean.
No,
No,
just really
No,
rich.
she's just very, very
Oh.
rich.
Oh, okay.
She goes, and then Octavius can be like, wow, well, you are greater than kings. I see why you use the ornate, Otnottish title. And he bows deeply.
She smiles. She smiles at this and says, "Well, thank you. I will have when we return back to town. I will have the coins shipped to you."
Great. You enjoy your long rest and awake the next morning totally fine. The night passes uneventfully, and the sun begins to rise over the desert as the three of you awake.
Beautiful. Young Z is going to mount Horatio, and in the morning, and is going to suggest that they be off back to town.
Is that agreeable for Octavius and Amere?
Yeah, Octavius is so excited, and he's now carrying the dice from the ornate dice from the game that represent Dika.
Yes.
So he's really interested in those.
You no longer fully understand the game 100%, having lost your proficiency, but you still you can still be happy about it.
Amir is going to go to a trunk in the middle of the desert, and he's going to pat it, and Snuffers is going to rise from the ground.
Yep. Snuffers emerges from the sand, enjoying the fresh air above and the sunlight, seemingly ready for you to mount up, Amir.
Yeah, Amir is going to attempt to get back on the elephant.
Yeah,
he has no help.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he Snuffers reaches back with his trunk and lifts you up as he does every time now.
All right.
Nice. I'm going to get my apparatus.
The apparatus is ready to go. Everyone's mounted up, and you return to town. The trip is uneventful because we have completed this episode, I think. When you arrive back in town, the payment will be taken care of, and Youngzi will be free to be on her way, I think.
She's going to ship the coins later on, and she's also going to send a letter which says, basically saying, like, thank you very much for your assistance. Again, please keep our events here as secret as possible. I've also included in here that if something is to happen and I don't return, if you could please make sure this letter is sent to Anastasia Carmel, the princess of the kingdoms of Carmel on Aeron. And there's a letter within there, as well as the coins, and it says, "I hope that you guys continue your heroic deeds, and that you retire before you meet a hero's end."
Fantastic.
This is all going to make Octavius very happy.
We will open up that sort of that whole situation next episode, I think. Youngzi, you're not doing anything else in the city of Kuru, are you?
No, she's gonna probably then leave like the next day or so.
Great. That's gonna do it then, I think. And let's do some questions, comments, and concerns. How did you all enjoy our little guest spot here? I know I had a great time.
I love it.
That's so
Sounds
good.
like you guys got some interesting character stuff going on that I didn't know any of this, but able to help out with a little bit.
It's so good.
Yeah, I really like that I now have some impetus towards chaos, because I've been kind of waiting to see how attractive that appears to Octavius.
The discussion with the game board was amazing. I had no idea that was going to happen, and
That's
it's
a
one
game
of my favorite things.
A game that I've wanted to add for a while, but I didn't have a place to do it, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad that it helps thematically with what you guys got going on. The powers of. Go ahead.
Canon, if people want to play this game, then there's going to be 3 roles, right?
Yeah, and you can play it with 2 or 3.
Okay.
Essentially, the point is that one person is basically playing the role of each of the fates. One person is trying to arrange the pieces by like chess, like moving them. Each of the pieces have a different thing, the way they move. And I think the
intelligence check works nicely for that.
Yes, I think that's perfect. Then I think the straight roll for it's because it's just dice, and on the Dika's turn, you sort of just roll the dice, and I think it's two blue d4s,
Okay.
2 4-sided dice that you roll, and that sort of messes up whatever that person's trying to do. And then the third person has sort of the ability they sort of govern the rules, and so they can throw their weight behind one or the other.
I love it.
I'm wondering how. I'm assuming this is a very ornate set, being rich as she is.
It's fairly nice. It's maybe not the like top of the line, but it's an ornate, beautiful set.
The dice might come in a really big way. I might incorporate the dice into his character.
So it's 2d4 for the chaos roll.
2 blue d4.
So I like the idea then of that just being a d20, and then you add the d4s to contest the intelligence roll.
Oh, that's perfect.
Because that roughly balances out almost to a proficiency bonus at higher levels.
That's perfect, yeah. And that's really good, because then it'll sort of be perfectly one way or another. It's like you don't add your proficiency bonus, which you know what that's going to be, but you do get to add the but then the chaos person can either have high numbers or low numbers.
Yeah. I like then, I think the 5 is probably too much, but Meta should then also get to add maybe 2 or 3 points to whichever side he wants, basically.
Yeah, Meta's so hard because it's so outside of the world that, like, you almost have to do some kind of, like, weird
you could also
game
have
mechanic.
him re-roll. He could say, no, you re-roll.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
that's good.
Or can give out advantage or disadvantage.
So there you go. Okay, so then Meta can either add points, just a flat, 2 or 3 points. They can make them re-roll, and they can confer advantage or disadvantage. I love it. That's a fun game.
Game of Fates.
I got to add that. We got to throw that up on the wiki.
Game of
Yes.
Fates.
Well, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be a good thing to put on the wiki.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you go and check out the wiki and go to d6mafia.com or youtube.com/the D6Mafia and check out the original Threshold series that established this awesome universe that we play in.
Our guest star, DMs for them on the YouTube. They've got a couple different series. Right now they're doing Heroes of the Fanged Coast. Some awesome characters there. The Birdman's my favorite.
Birdman.
Karukaka? I don't know.
Birdmen are coming in a big way. Get ready.
Woo.
As for us, we're always around at StudioLT3.com. We're on iTunes and Stitcher. If you listen on iTunes, please leave a review.
Please.
We also have a Twitter at StudioLT3 and Facebook.com/StudioLT3. And we should be on Google Play soon.
I think we're going to try to maybe get a Patreon up and running. I was looking at that the other day, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I know it's an awesome thing that you can go. If you do check out the D6 Mafia, make sure you hit up their Patreon page and support them because we love doing this stuff and it's super fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's not totally free. So
No.
we do pay a lot out of pocket to make these wonderful things happen.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for.
Well, thank you for guest starring.
Yeah,
thank you.
This is really fun to play, and this is my second session ever as a player in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh man,
I know.
I hope I did justice.
You were
to the
great.
world.
I loved it. This was awesome.
That's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for listening, and we will see you on Thursday. Bye.